All right, clever home buyer. All those negotiation tips were amazing. But you've probably heard that smart negotiators have certain tactics that they implement so that they can influence the negotiation in subtle ways or dramatic ways. And let's talk about those. A tactic that buyer's agents use a lot, and it's actually smart, but it is a tactic, is if a sales agent comes back to us with a counteroffer and calls me up and says the seller requests this, I can then say to the sales agent, I will need to seek instructions from my client. Even if I already have clear instructions from my client, I can say to the sales agent, I'll seek further instructions from my client and I will get back to you within the hour. And so that just gives you time to sit back, get your mind and your thoughts sorted before you then reply to the sales agent. And so you can use that as well. So that works for you. You can say to the sales agent, I need to check with my partner. I'll get back to you within the hour. Or I'm going to have to run that past my dad. I'll get back to you in the hour. Or my conveyancer or my mortgage broker, I'll get back to you. And if you can't get back to them within the hour, get back to them and say, within the hour, say, look, we're just going to need a few more minutes on this or another hour on this. Can you make that work? And seek their response. If you ask a question, can you make that work? Wait for their answer. Influence the sales agent. Even if you're in love with a particular home, it's important to convey to the sales agent that you have other choices. A great source of power is telling the sales agent that you are seriously looking at another home. When attending open homes, bring along a brochure for a different comparable property. Share your thoughts on a home you viewed earlier that day or last week or however, and how it stacks up with the home that you're currently in. By expressing that neither property is, definitively better or worse than the other, you show that you have alternatives. You're not desperate. So this is all in building that relationship with the sales agent. Yet you don't want to make it look like you are disinterested or being standoffish. Don't do that. We're trying to build rapport. Use silence to your advantage. So remember before I said, do you think you can make that work? And then silence and wait for their response. Sometimes saying less can be more powerful. Silence is also golden when you use it right after you've asked them for a concession. It's okay to be silent and wait for their response. Silence can create pressure on the other party to fill the gap and therefore potentially revealing more information or making concessions. It also gives you time to formulate your next move without rushing. You should even remain silent for a short time if you're ready to accept their counteroffer. It keeps you looking confident and deliberate. So they've come back to you with what the seller said. They tell you it's favorable for you, but you can still just pause, let there be a small silence, and it keeps you looking confident and deliberate. Always submit your offers in writing. It's easy to throw a number around with an agent, but every written offer shows you are serious, and every written offer must be presented to the seller by the sales agent. They must. It's the rules. Place a time limit on your offer. If it's a buyer's market, place a time limit. For example, 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon on your written offer. If it's a buyer's market, if it's a seller's market, it'd have to be a really strong offer. It can be a strong negotiation strategy. If you're just like, it's expiring at 5 o'clock on Friday because I'm going to an auction on Saturday and I need to, I'll be just focused on that from then on, or I've got other homes to look at. They'll distract my attention from this one. And so I really want to know what's going on with this one by Friday. Flinch. Oh, yes. Whatever selling price you are told, always flinch. As if you've been bitten by a mosquito. You want, how much? No way. One of the best questions you can ask after you have flinched is, why do they want that much? You might be surprised at the response. So be quiet and wait for their response. And the nibble. You might say, oh, just one more thing. Would it be possible? And on the other hand, if someone is using the nibble on you, you could always ask for something in return. So the seller might say to you, great, that's good. I'm really glad you could agree with that. Thank you. And just one more thing. Would it be possible? And you're then now going, oh, okay. So one more thing. Would it be possible to, and some concession? So you can also counter back with that and say, absolutely. Would the seller also be willing to do this for me? So just those last two tactics, I actually received from this brilliant book by Michael Yardney, and his idea is flinch and the nibble. And he describes it really well. Anyway, thanks so much. Those negotiation tactics, read through this again and make sure that if you want to use them, take time, make sure you say to the sales agent, great, thank you so much for your call. I understand what you've said. I will get back to you within the hour. Or if it's super urgent, I will get back to you within 15 minutes. Can you make that work? And get agreements from them. Excellent. You could also check, are you negotiating with anyone else right now? Because that will influence how quickly I'm getting back to you and what I'm going to say and what I'm going to think in the meantime. Just, are you negotiating with anyone else? It's an honest question. And hopefully they'll give you an honest answer. They should. I mean, anyway, negotiation tactics. Thank you very much.